The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The government ramps up efforts to mitigate the further spread of the Delta COVID-19 variant in the country. To give us updates, we have Faith Del Mundo reporting to us live from Quezon City. Good afternoon, Faith. Could you tell us what the plans of government are so far?
Yes, Charles, the health department says it is still doing an intensive contact tracing on all 35 individuals who tested positive for the Delta variant. In today's Laging Handa public briefing, the DOH said they cannot confirm yet whether the Delta variant has been contained in the country. This as the 33 of the reported cases have already recovered from the infection and with 2 confirmed deaths. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Berjere said genome sequencing and contact tracing will still be carried out. Berjere added that the genome sequencing will prioritize areas that have a high index of suspicion for purposive sampling. A reported case in Antique, a 78-year-old woman is still being investigated to ascertain whether or not she was indeed infected with the Delta variant. Although those detected with the Delta variant tested positive last month and were just confirmed lately, Berjere assured the public that they are conducting intensive contact tracing and back tracing. Meanwhile, Berjere said the number of inoculated individuals among the country's Delta variant cases have yet to be confirmed. Charles, because of the threat of the Delta variant, the DOH says it is considering a review of the recent policy that allowed children aged 5 and above to go outdoors. And the agency adds that they are looking into expanding travel restrictions and tightening border control as well. Charles?
Thank you. That was Faith Del Mundo reporting live from Quezon City. The OCTA Research Group stresses the importance of vaccination following the detection of local Delta variant cases. Speaking on 1PH sa Totoo Lang, OCTA Research fellow Guido David explained that vaccinating individuals, especially in Metro Manila, will be of great help to prevent severe cases and deaths due to the Delta variant. David noted that about 10% of adult residents in the capital region have been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Experts believe that the Delta is the most contagious among all the known variants of the virus.
May pros naman ngayon because right now more than 10% na ng NCR population fully vaccinated na based sa vaccination rollout natin. That would be a significant help na rin, 10% versus no March and April halos wala pa, halos 0% pa lang. So ibig sabihin na malaki may tutulong nito in preventing yung severe cases and death.
Around 1.5 million more doses of the Sinovac vaccine arrived in the Philippines earlier today. The arrival ceremony was witnessed by health officials, including Dr. Ariel Valencia, the health department's director for supply chain management. Valencia said the jabs have yet to be distributed to local government units, pending the issuance of certificates of analysis. And while waiting for the COAs, Valencia told the public that the shots will be stored at the cold chain facility in Marikina. More COVID-19 vaccines continue to arrive in the Philippines. The recent arrival of 1.5 million Sinovac jabs puts the country's total vaccine supply count to over 26 million. Just this week, the country received around 3.7 million doses. Vaccine czar Carlito Galvez says the government is expecting around 6 million shots to be delivered by the end of July. Meanwhile, some 16.5 million COVID-19 vaccines are scheduled for delivery in August, and the bulk of these will be from Sinovac. The relatively new and effective mRNA vaccines are at the forefront in the race against the threat of new COVID-19 variants. But there is a widening gap among countries and their access to this technology. More details from this Bloomberg report.
So mRNA is a technology that before the pandemic was really not used, right? It was just in trial stages and had never been approved anywhere for anything. But of course, during the pandemic, it's emerged as top-grade COVID vaccines, proven to be the most effective. Also, significantly, mRNA technology, especially now that it's proven itself in COVID, is something that's going to be of use in all sorts of other things. Cancer, flu, Zika, you name it. Other than the United States and a couple of countries in Europe, nobody else makes mRNA vaccines at the moment. It's entirely dominated by Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, the three companies that have production in the US and in parts of Europe. It's not yet in China. There are some projects underway. There's a company in China that has a clinical trial that's supposed to start soon. There are efforts to develop the vaccine to get mRNA production underway in a lot of countries. The WHO and the South African government announced a plan last month to try to make South Africa a hub for mRNA vaccine production. South Korea has ambitions. Indonesia has ambitions. Malaysia, Australia, a lot of places are funding mRNA vaccine technology research. You can't just get started on this because it's such a new technology. It's hard to do. Obviously, lots of things in vaccines are, the know-how is still quite limited in terms of who has the ability to do this. So in order to make that work, they need a technology partner. They need a company that's willing to share the technology with them. That's why a lot of countries are funding the research themselves, because they figure it's a national security issue. It's important to have a domestic supply base of mRNA vaccine, and they don't want to rely on anybody else. So in order to do that, they're funding it themselves. The big problem is that that takes a long time. It's not going to be something that, if you're not working with an established player, somebody who already has the technology, if you're trying to do it from scratch, it's going to take years and years.
Here are other stories we're keeping our eyes on. Tropical depression Fabian maintains its strength while enhancing the southwest monsoon or Habagat. Pag-asa last spotted the center of Fabian, some 1,245 kilometers east of extreme northern Luzon as it continues to move northwestward. The weather disturbance is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility as early as Tuesday. The National Council of PDP Laban has invalidated the expulsion order issued by party president Senator Manny Pacquiao against three other officials. These are Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, Undersecretary Astravel Naik, and Attorney Melvin Matibag. The ruling party reaffirmed its strong support for the continued leadership of the said officials. And the Tourism Department is backing Iloilo's bid to be designated as the Creative City of Gastronomy by UNESCO. DOT Secretary Berna Romulo Puyat says it is high time for Iloilo to join the prestigious UNESCO-recognized cities. The tag will be part of the campaign, expected to boost tourism and to create environments for a more sustainable and inclusive development. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Charles Lejano. We're One News.